Yo, what's up guys? It's me, J-Man Gaming. You remember PSPO? I've streamed it a couple of times. Well, I have an update. Ever since I've started playing this game on stream, the gun that was always in your officer's inventory was never able to be used. Now, next month, it will be. This was posted sometime multiple weeks ago. I'm unsure when specifically, but this I just saw. And I'm just gonna read it from top to bottom. I am gonna go over some bits. You can read over it yourself by going back in the video, but I'm just gonna read over the parts that I like. State of development, gun usage is coming next month. We're finally introducing the option to use your service weapon. Here are the first details. Fellow officers, yes, you've read the title correctly. One of the most frequently requested features is actually coming to Police Simulator with update 19.0, scheduled to arrive this September. Unrelated to this, September is actually my birth month, which you could see because my next stream, or more accurately, my next scheduled stream is happening this coming September, Central Time. So if you see that on your screen, yes, that's true. That is my birthday. Go ahead and send me some gifts on that day if you really want to. And I'd really appreciate it. And thank you in advance if you do give me something like money, an emoji, a subscription, a like. Basically anything that would help me make money. Thank you for gifting me that in advance. I'm not asking you to. It's of your own free will. If you do it, thank you for it. If you don't do it, that's alright. I don't really care if you do or don't, but if you do, thank you. Anyways, back to reading. Continuing on, update 19.0, scheduled to arrive this September, we are finally introducing gun usage. Today, we want to share some information first about the scope of the update, the limitations of your service weapon, and a fair share of behind-the-scenes details. Let's take a closer look. How gun usage will look like in PSPO. From the very beginning, first you should look at this image. Look good. I'm gonna go and shut up so you can look and focus. Just look. Alright, that's enough. From the very beginning, we envisioned the use of a service weapon as a method of last resort. After all, the officers working in the Bryan Police Department have sworn to serve all citizens fairly in alignment with the law and with justice. Currently, the service weapon can only be used in a very narrow scope. For example, you are allowed to draw and aim it at car thieves to force them to surrender. Other scenarios usually require different means, such as the stun gun or a swift tackle. Even just aiming at a citizen with your weapon will cause the loss of conduct points. In any case, you've never been allowed to shoot your weapon. With update 19.0, a new level of danger arrives that usually requires the use of your gun, turning it into a useful tool inside your arsenal. You're even allowed to shoot it. The use of your handgun comes into play once all other forms of de-escalation have been exhausted. Let's explain. When you approach a criminal, their level of danger is constantly influenced by a randomizer. This may cause some citizens to flee, carry an illegal weapon in their inventory, or trigger other variables. Now, every criminal has a chance to be spawned with an extraordinarily high level of criminal activity, leading to a handgun in their inventory and them turning into an armed criminal. The city of Brighton is becoming way more dangerous. This could happen at any point where a criminal NPC would usually decide to flee. If the randomizer determines that they are at a high criminal level, they may draw their weapon. Otherwise, they simply start fleeing. This means a car thief, a drug dealer, even a wanted NPC could turn into someone drawing a handgun, which will require you to draw your own weapon in return. But they may also just flee, which also requires lighter measures instead. When an armed criminal draws a weapon, you'll be notified by the game and immediate action must be taken. The NPC will be marked with an outline indicating the current level of threat. Yellow outline. You're aiming at the armed criminal who has drawn their gun. You will now demand them to surrender. If they comply, they will drop their weapon, lie down, and you can handcuff them. If not, you are not yet allowed to shoot. Doing so will not end the shift, but will cause the loss of conduct points. It can take some time for the NPC to surrender as they might verbally resist. Red outline. The armed criminal refused to surrender and is now an active threat. You are allowed to shoot. The criminal has a chance to shoot at the player, but doesn't have to. After every shot you take, they may either turn into an injured NPC. Or drop their weapon and surrender. If the armed criminal is injured, first aid must be administered and an ambulance must be called for further proceedings. As described, you can also be shot by the armed criminal. After a maximum of 3 hits, you'll become critically injured and your shift will automatically end as you need to recover. Act fast and decisively to protect yourself and everyone else. Setting expectations right. To be clear, Police Simulator will not suddenly turn into a third-person shooter. The introduction of an actual purpose for the service weapon changes the nature of the game in various aspects, requiring careful consideration across multiple areas. However, we believe we found the perfect balance that's both fun and realistic. After all, we're still a simulation game that realistically covers the daily life of your average patrol officer. Keep this in mind. Police Simulator will not suddenly turn into a third-person shooter. Keep that in mind. That's not what this is going to turn into. You are not going to be seeing this. Make that very clear in your mind. That is not what you will be seeing in this game from now on. Okay? Let's move on. Why did this feature not release earlier? Well, that's a valid question. As described a while ago in a comprehensive blog post, we encountered several hurdles we needed to overcome first. The most difficult aspect, however, was definitely the already issued age rating for the game. Currently, Police Simulator is rated as a game suitable for teenagers, primarily because scenarios requiring gun usage are not present. But what happens if this suddenly changes? It should be no surprise that there is a risk of the age rating being raised, causing incredibly complex legal problems with people who bought the game when it still had the lower rating, not to mention the logistical nightmares of all retail copies. That's why we created several prototypes of the gun usage feature, tweaked countless variables, and adjusted many aspects after our initial talks with all relevant age rating agencies around the globe. Ultimately, we sent out a version we were really satisfied with and that met our vision of fun, action, and a sense of danger. While most agencies passed our implementation without any problems, others actually required us to pursue a complete re-rating of the entire game. Good news though, we have passed. Changes on the timeline. As mentioned previously, the next update with version number 19.0 will now be fully focused on gun usage. This, of course, means a change in the previously communicated development timeline. The mission update, which was originally intended to be released as Update 19.0 in September, will now be part of Update 20.0 in October. All details about the new missions will be released at a later date. The new timeline is now also available on Trello. Trello. You can read up on that on your own time. I'll not get into that because that will extend this video longer than it needs to be. But if you want to read it, there it is. It's on Trello. Just search for it and you'll most likely find it. More details soon. As we intend to release the gun usage update in September, you can expect to try out the feature as part of our usual open beta beforehand. Please expect the open beta to be launched in early September. At that point, we will also reveal more details about the full update, a fixed release date, and additional footage. Thank you so much for your support. We hope you're already excited for the next update when it launches this September. Your Police Simulator team. Alrighty. Now, hold up. Before I end the video, I want to make one thing clear. I will try to stream a video of the open beta. I will try and stream the open beta. As it purely for content, I'm going to be streaming the open beta to help them fix bugs that I find during the stream. This isn't like to tell them, hey, your game sucks, you need to do better. This is a really good simulation game. This is a really good simulation of how patrol officers do work in real life. It is a good simulation, and it is a good game. I grant you that. But with good games and new features also comes bugs every now and again, which is why they're coming out with an open beta. They expect us, as a player base, to report bugs we find during the game. Now, I won't really have time to go into the Steam support thing and report bugs 24/7 every time I find them. So instead, I will stream them on YouTube via the streaming software I'm using right now, which at the current moment is Streamlabs. Not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by Streamlabs. I'm just saying Streamlabs is what I use. I'm not going to put a link in the description to them. You can find it on your own desktop. The most recent version as of right now is 1.19.3. Depending on when you're watching this, it may be older than the new current version. But as of filming this and as of posting this, 1.19.3 is the most recent version of Streamlabs right now. This video has been going on for 15 minutes. I did not expect it to be going on this long. Well, actually, this is a pretty normal length for a video. Yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys, and have a good night. Ugh, that was weird. I did not say that right. Have a good night. Bye.